Hi besties, hi besties, hi besties. Welcome to the clinic. So, I already know what you came in here for today. Something that I am personally an expert in. I hear you've been having trouble sleeping, and you've been having some very bad thoughts. Some not good thoughts, you know? Well, I've been doing some research, and I found the most perfect solution to your problem. Mm, It's called a lobotomy. A lobotomy. Mm-hmm. So, I've never performed one on a person, but I think I could do it. I think I really could do it. So, since you have been having issues, I thought that you would be the perfect test subject. What do you think? That's lovely. I'm glad we could come to the same agreement. So, if you don't know what a lobotomy is, basically, I'm going to get a sharp needle, a long needle, like an ice pick, and go in on the inner corner of your eye. And, I'm going to go ba 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 ba, and I'm going to jab the ice pick into your brain through your eye socket without causing any damage to your face. Once I make sure that the ice pick is in place in the correct areas and whatnot, I then do a little wiggle, a little swirly, 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 swirly. Do a little swirly, and it really jams up all the white matter that is located at the very front of your brain where the frontal lobe is. And basically, I will keep mixing it all up until something kind of clicks, and then all your bad thoughts will go away. You should have no more bad thoughts. No more bad thoughts. What do you say, Bessie? Is that something you'd be interested in? Really? Perfect. Okay, so first I am gonna start off by just examining your face and making sure that you have enough room for me to poke the ice pick into your brain. Okay, it appears like you are a perfect candidate for this, so honestly, it's a blessing that you came to me today. Let me see. Okay, and just to make sure, I have your consent to perform a lobotomy, right? It's just for funsies. Practice for me. So, do I have your consent? Yes? Lovely. Well, you don't need to do a lot of prep for this kind of thing. We're already here, so let me just make sure that I can really get in there. Yeah, okay. So, first, I am going to sanitize your face. Make sure I just. Okie dokie. Okay. Now, unfortunately, I have nothing to prove my authentication. I don't have a license to be doing this. So legally, I wasn't here today. Perfect. Okay. I knew you had my back, bestie. So, because I don't have a license, I don't have any exactly helpful medical tools. You will have no anesthesia during the process, but don't you worry, it is practically painless, and it is perfectly harmless, as I will be skipping out on any internal organs and vital necessities to keep you alive. So don't you worry. Okay, so to start to get rid of all your bad thoughts, I'm going to go in right here. So now that I've explained everything and got your consent, I'm going to start the procedure now. So, before I start the procedure, I'm going to ask you a simple question. Okay? What color is the sky? Good. Now, I'm going to give you a word, and after the procedure, I'm going to ask you to repeat the word back to me to see if you are still there. So your word is going to be button. Button. Your word is going to be button. All right. Don't forget it. Okay? Good. So, I'm going to get my trusty dusty ice pick here and just kind of go in. Oh no, hold on. Just trying to make sure I get a good angle. Here, no. Here, no. Right here, right here, no. Right there. Okay. And I'm gonna take it and I'm just gonna so this part should be relatively painless. You might feel a sharp pain in your eye socket, but don't worry, it'll be only temporary. I'm going to just smack this in. Okay. Oh, okay. I think I got it in. Let me take a closer look. Okay. Yeah. That is definitely in your eye. Now that the ice pick is completely inside of your eye socket, I'm gonna wiggle wiggle and it's gonna mush up all the white brain matter inside of your brain. Okay? And I'm just gonna do this until I notice a difference in your behavior. Okay? Okay. You ready? Here I go. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. How are you feeling? Any bad thoughts? You're scared? That's not good. That's a bad thought. We should do it some more. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Okay. Let me get a closer look again. So, okay. A little more. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. Oh, there we go. Yes, you slunched over and I knew instantly you were truly relaxed. Let me just grab this and try to get it out of here and just... Perfect. Okay. So the hardest part of the procedure is over. I have taken it out of your eye socket. I just gotta wipe up some of this blood here. Let's make sure. Just gotta, yeah. Kind of get this out of here. Don't want any blood, nothing nasty. Okay. So, how are you feeling? Unresponsive, I see. So, now that the hardest part of the procedure is over, I'm going to do some basic tests to just check your cognitive skills and make sure that I didn't mess anything up too harshly. Starting with, can you please follow my finger? Right here. Very good. Mm-hmm. Alright. Okay, next, can you tell me when you see something in your vision? Such as my fingers. Okay, good, 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 good. Now, can you tell me how many fingers I'm holding up? Okay, how about now? How about now? How about now? How about now? Okay, interesting. Now, I'm going to ask you to hold your arms out like such. And I want you to hold them out and count to 10. Okay? I'll count for you. You seem a bit shooken up from the whole procedure. Okay, are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. You can put your arms down now. So, I'm not sure if you recall, but what was the word I assigned you earlier in this appointment? Still unresponsive, I see. What was that? Repeat. Button? Button? So you do remember. Maybe I didn't mess you up that bad after all. And how are you feeling? Any more bad thoughts? You don't feel anything? Well, that's a start. Perfect. I'm glad that this procedure went well. Yeah, you seem like a totally different person. You're not talking as much as you normally do. But that's okay, bestie. That's okay. So, now that your procedure is over, I'm gonna send you off to the sleep clinic and let you get a good night's rest, free of bad thoughts, okay? And for legal purposes, I was never here. Thank you for letting me test on you. You're a good test subject, bestie. Even though you don't talk anymore. Anyway, I would say I did a good job. Well, the procedure's over. Have a good night's rest, bestie. Bye-bye.